You know, if it's not about sports, I find it very hard to concentrate.
What is up, guys? It's Braden here from Dragon King Sports, and today we are talking about the home run race in 1998 between Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and how it restored interest in baseball. A players' strike in 1994 caused a lot of disillusionment among fans, and attendance had been struggling since then. No World Series was played in 1994, and a lot of fans began to tune out. But you see, all this was about to change because of three men, but mainly two. Before we get started, let's introduce the main characters. First up is Mark McGwire, a pitcher and first baseman from sunny Southern California. He attended Damien High School in Laverne, California, where he was a three-sport star. He was actually drafted into the MLB right out of high school by the Montreal Expos in 1981. Shout out to the video I did on the Expos, by the way. But chose not to sign them, instead choosing to attend the University of Southern California, or USC for short. At USC, he led the NCAA in home runs in 1984 with 32 and was also teammates with future Hall of Fame pitcher Randy Johnson and future NFL quarterback Rodney Peete. McGwire was later selected by the Oakland Athletics with the 10th overall selection in the 1984 MLB draft. He played for the 1984 Olympic team before spending 3 years in the minors. McGwire debuted in the majors on August 22, 1986, and due to debuting so late in the season, was still considered a rookie the following year in 1987. He went on to break the rookie home run record with 49, which stood until 2017 when Aaron Judge hit 52 with the New York Yankees as a rookie. McGwire enjoyed a lot of success with Oakland, even winning a World Series in 1989. Although the 90s would feature many ups and downs for McGwire, having a few seasons slowed down by injuries, he was no doubt an integral part of the organization during that time. He would play there until 1997 when he was traded to the St. Louis Cardinals. That year, he led the MLB with 58 home runs, and many speculated he had a shot to break Roger Maris's record of 61 the following season. Both he and Ken Griffey Jr. had been chasing the record for a while, and the next season was supposed to be a showdown between the two to see who would get there first. But before we can get to what happened in 1998, let's introduce our second main character, Sammy Sosa. Samuel Peralta Sosa was born in the Dominican Republic and was named Samuel because his grandmother heard the name on a soap opera and she liked it. He was a poor shoeshine boy in a poverty-stricken country that very few people can make it out of, but he fought his way to get on the radar of MLB scouts, and it paid off. The owner of the Texas Rangers, a man who you might have heard of, George W. Bush, decided to take a chance on young Sammy. Sosa was signed by the Texas Rangers as an international free agent and made his debut on June 16, 1989, wearing the number 17. His first career home run was off of a pitch thrown by the legendary Roger Clemens. Just over a month later, on July 29, 1989, the Texas Rangers traded Sosa to the Chicago White Sox. Sosa struggled initially with White Sox, and the following year in 1990 batted just .233 with 15 home runs. He was struck out 150 times, which ranked fourth most in the American League in 1990. Sosa continued to be largely unremarkable with the White Sox, and in 1992 he was traded to the Chicago Cubs. In his first season with the Cubs, Sosa once again wasn't anything special. He batted .260 with 8 home runs in 1992. Sosa continued to improve, hitting as much as 40 home runs in 1996. In 1997, the year before this story takes place, he batted .251 with 36 home runs. However, he led the National League in strikeouts. The third character is none other than Ken Griffey Jr., widely recognized as one of the best hitters in the history of baseball. Griffey is the son of former longtime Reds player Ken Griffey Sr. Griffey Jr. was born in Donora, Pennsylvania, and attended Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati, where he was named United States High School Baseball Player of the Year in 1987. The Seattle Mariners selected Griffey Jr. with the first overall selection in the 1987 MLB draft, and he would sign with them, receiving a $160,000 signing bonus. He made his MLB debut on June 16, 1987, but started the 1988 season in Single A. He was promoted quickly, and by the next year was a full-time member of the Mariners. Griffey Jr. quickly became known as one of the most electrifying players baseball had ever seen. In his first 11 seasons, he had 1,752 hits, 398 home runs, and 1,152 RBIs, along with 167 stolen bases. And by 1998, it was well known that he and McGwire were chasing the elusive home run record of 61 set by Roger Maris in 1961. The storyline of Griffey and McGwire chasing the home run record was promoted by Major League Baseball in an effort to bring fans back after the 1994 MLB strike years before had caused attendance and viewership to drop significantly. The spotlight was on both of them, and fans were paying attention closely. McGwire had 58 home runs in 1997, while Griffey Jr. had 56, which obviously meant that it was only a matter of time before one of them would break the record, and they both intended to be the first to do it. The spotlight was on, and every baseball fan in America was following the story. McGwire opened the 1998 season hitting home runs in each one of his first 4 games. McGwire would go on to hit 16 home runs in the month of May, just 2 shy of the then record 18 in 1 month, which had been accomplished by Rudy York in 1937. By the end of May, McGwire had 27 home runs and Griffey Jr. had 19. However, this is when none other than Sammy Sosa enters the race. June was an amazing month for him, and although he only had 13 home runs entering the month, he would go on to hit 20 in June, breaking Rudy York's record. By the end of June, Sosa and Griffey Jr. were tied with 33 home runs, and McGwire had 37. The three of them remained close to each other in the race through July as well. But in August, McGwire went on an 8-game home run drought. McGwire had been known to experience slumps before, particularly in the early 90s with Oakland. This slump cut his home run lead to 2. McGwire had 46, Sosa had 44, and Griffey Jr. had 41. After McGwire's drought ended, he still struggled a bit, only hitting 3 home runs in the following 10 games. However, on August 19th, he broke out of his slump, hitting 2 home runs and kicking off a stretch of 39 games where he would hit 22 home runs. By the end of August, though, Sosa and McGwire were tied at 55 each. Griffey had struggled for most of August, leaving him at 47. Which was 8 behind Sosa and McGwire, which meant most likely he was too far behind in the home run race to catch up to the other 2, which meant the race was effectively down to Sosa and McGwire. McGwire started September on fire, hitting 4 home runs in 2 games versus the Florida Marlins, which gave him the lead over Sosa, 59-56. On September 7th, the Cardinals and Cubs played each other in St. Louis, and McGwire came into the game with 60 home runs. This series was going to be 2 games, and in the first game of the 2, McGwire belted a home run off of Cubs pitcher Mike Morgan to tie Roger Maris's record of 61. The second game was covered by reporters from all over the country and even all over the world. Today was the day many expected McGwire to break Maris's record, and the fact that it was against his rival Sosa and against the Cardinals' rival, the Cubs, made it even more perfect. The entire sports world was glued on this story. McGwire didn't enjoy the attention, however, remarking that he felt like a caged animal. The charismatic Sosa, on the other hand, enjoyed the spotlight, often joking with reporters and giving his signature 2-finger kiss to fans, cameras, and media alike. McGwire wanted to talk about his team, about the Cardinals season, about anything other than what everyone else wanted to talk about, which was the fact that he had a chance to break the home run record against Sosa's Cubs. In the second game of the series, in a nationally televised game and with Maris's family in attendance, McGwire hit the record-breaking home run off of the Cubs' Steve Trashell, and the crowd went absolutely ballistic. The ball barely cleared the wall and was caught by Busch Stadium worker Tim Fernurus, a broke college student attending St. Louis University who not only held a piece of history in his hands but was now an instant millionaire, or at least he would have been if not for the fact that he gave the ball to McGwire. When McGwire broke the record, one of the first people to congratulate him was none other than Sammy Sosa. Sosa wasn't the first to break Maris's record, but he believed in baseball etiquette and believed in giving proper respect. And even though the media characterized the two as rivals, and the two played on rival teams, the truth was that they were great friends with mutual respect towards each other. The race continued on, and McGwire suffered yet another home run drought, going 6 games without one. This allowed Sosa to tie him at 62, as Sosa hit 4 home runs during a 3-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. The two were tied at 65 when Sosa took the lead on September 25th, a 462-foot blast off of Houston Astros pitcher Jose Lima. McGwire would hit 5 home runs in a 5-game series against the Montreal Expos, however, and ended the season with 70, while Sosa finished with 66. Griffey Jr., on the other hand, was well behind them both, finishing with 56. The Cardinals finished that year with an 83-79 record, which was third in the NL Central, and missed the playoffs. The Cubs, on the other hand, finished second in the NL Central with a record of 90-73. And it was Sosa, not McGwire, who won the NL MVP award, in part due to a higher batting average at .308 compared to McGwire's .299. The Cubs were then swept in the wildcard round by the Atlanta Braves. Just 3 years later, McGwire's record of 70 would be broken by Barry Bonds, who hit 73 that season. Bonds broke the record on October 5th against the Los Angeles Dodgers off of a pitch thrown by Chan Ho Park. The 1998 home run race is widely recognized as one of the main things that restored interest in baseball following the 1994 strike. Many fans felt betrayed and hurt by the strike, and having a magical summer like that brought the love for the game back. Sosa and McGwire constantly praised each other, and although competitive, remained great friends throughout the years. McGwire retired in 2001 following 2 seasons plagued by injuries. He was later inducted into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. By 2004, Sosa was aging and it showed. He sneezed, which caused a back injury, and he was inactive for a period of time. There had been tension between him and the Cubs as well, and he was traded to the Baltimore Orioles following the 2004 season. Sosa left his final game at Wrigley Field early. In Baltimore, he wasn't anything close to what he was in his prime, batting just .221 with 14 home runs, which was his worst statistical performance since 1992. He wasn't offered another contract following the 2005 season, and after taking 2006 off, he signed with his original team, the Texas Rangers, in 2007. On June 20th, 2007, he hit his 600th career regular season home run, becoming just the 5th player to do so. 2007 was his last year in baseball. On June 29, 2009, Sosa officially announced his retirement from baseball. The home run race of 1998 was at the height of what was known as baseball's steroid era, a period of time when several high-profile players were taking performance-enhancing drugs or alleged to be doing so. McGwire stated before Congress that any answer he gave to them would not be believed by the general public anyway. Sosa pretended not to understand the questions, despite speaking English perfectly fine and understanding reporters' questions for his entire career. McGwire later admitted to using steroids, but even to this day, Sosa denies it, despite testing positive in 2003. McGwire even fessed up to the fact that he was juicing during the record-breaking 1998 season, and even though Sosa likely was too, it's still an allegation for his part, as it was never conclusively proven that he was taking steroids in 1998, nor has Sosa ever admitted it. Overall, the home run race of 1998 was a magical time for baseball fans, and even before that 30 for 30 documentary came out, I was planning on doing this video because I find this story fascinating. This is sports at its finest. Nothing else mattered that summer. No international politics, no pandemic, nothing. No distractions. It was just a summer of baseball, and the world was at peace. I don't really care if they were juicing, to be honest with you. Hell, most players were juicing back then, but they still couldn't do what these two men did that summer. Sports is something I'll always love because every great once in a while it can completely take away everyone's problems, just like it did in 1998, the summer that saved baseball. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment for the algorithm, and peace out.